What is going on, everybody? Welcome in on a Tuesday evening, 10 o'clock in the East, 7 in the West. We are here to talk about a lot of different things. First off, Padres. I don't even know what else there is to talk about, but we're going to dive into some Padres. We're going to talk about the Nats ringing the bell, Trade-A-Palooza, pitchers, who's left, player projections towards the end. Thank you all for hopping in here. It's great to see everybody. MLB Joey, Mr. Cub, Jack, Kyle, Austin, MLB and baseball cards. Let's see. Kilua, all these trades and signings, ain't no one trying to spend money. I hear you, man. Let's see. Daniel, thank you for the sub. So welcome in, everybody. Right off the top, this is the third straight night that we've been streaming. Typically, this is a Tuesday night kind of deal, but when it warrants, we're here coming on live to talk with you guys about what's happening, and there has been a lot happening. First and foremost, right off the top, the Padres, what is there really left to say? I feel like everyone said a lot, but it's pretty amazing what they've done. The new look Padres, you got Darvish, you got Snell, you got Kim. It's a sweet situation if you are a Padres fan to wake up every morning and know this is your rotation, and this is just your 2021 rotation. It gets even better in 2022 with the arrival of Clevenger and or Gore. They're going to have to figure out something to do because they can't. Maybe they go with a six-man rotation. I don't know. But it is pretty special what the Padres have done. Any Padres fans that are in the chat, stand up, make yourself heard. Let's hear it. Padres, you should be feeling good right now. If it was my team, I would be pretty jacked up, and I would be letting everybody know about it. So take your time, be heard out there. But it is really something, and I'm just sort of, if I'm the Dodgers, I'm not too worried about it because I got a great team too. But, the Padres are now here. Their odds to win the World Series were cut in half. They're coming. They're on their way, and you have to watch out for them. This lineup now, we talked about it in some of the previous streams. This lineup sort of goes off of what they were rolling with in the postseason, so that's why Grisham's at the top. But there's some fluidity here. I think 2 and 3, Tatis and Machado are set, locked in. Grisham could move. Grisham could be at the bottom of the lineup. Cronenworth could be at the top. 4, 5, 6, 7. They could all move around depending on who's hot, who's not. So there's a lot of movement that you could get in this lineup, and that's great for the Padres because that just means they've got a lot of length. If someone's struggling, they can move some pieces around because Myers could hit 4. Again, Cronenworth could lead off and Grisham could drop down. You could have Cronenworth lead off and Grisham could bat 5th. You can move all these different pieces around, go with what's hot, and that's the nice flexibility that comes with, all of these moves that the Padres have been doing. So, again, welcome in, everybody. We have, we're getting up to 20 people here. Looking forward to growing the number. There's been a lot of great streams out there tonight. I don't know anybody who caught Wardy NYM was streaming at around 6:45 or 6:30. I think he was on. Robbie Hyde was streaming at his usual time around 8:30. Troy Dan is streaming now. So anybody, don't everybody go run and check out Troy Dan. But there's a lot of good streaming going on tonight on YouTube. So everybody that's out there trying to consume some good stuff, it's been a good night for you. And thank you for coming in and hopping in here. Travis, can we attend games yet? It's going to depend where you live. Certainly teams in Texas, they're probably going to be able to have some fans, right? Look at what we saw in the World Series. They had fans in Texas in that new stadium. So I would anticipate that that's going to be a similar situation in 2021. It's going to depend on where your team is. You might have some fans in Kansas City. You might have some fans in Florida. Just look at the NFL. Look at those NFL teams that have fans. Baseball is going to have something. BZ Baseball, what's up, buddy? Welcome in. New York, probably not. Cuomo's been pretty tough, so that's going to impact the Yankees and the Mets and probably the Blue Jays. Yes, everyone, Kalua, hit that like button. Thank you guys for coming in. If you're here, hit the like. Abraham, welcome in. Dylan, welcome in. Let's see. Probably have fans in Atlanta. Were they letting them in at Falcons games? I honestly haven't caught a lot of Falcons games. It's been a rough year if you're a Falcons fan. Lost in Forever, hey, welcome in. So I really haven't been keeping track if they've had any fans at their game. So it's really going to depend on a lot of different things if you're going to have fans or not. Again, welcome in. We're letting a few other people get in here. Let's see. Josh, MLB needs to permanently change DH rule for the National League. There's a lot of different takes on that. I'm sure out of the people that are in here, half of them are for it, half of them are against it. It really, it's what do you like? It's just like some guys like a pitching duel and some guys like a home run derby. It is different strokes for different folks, really. Let's see here. So that was from Josh. Let's see. I want to keep up with you guys here. We do have a few things that we're going to get into, but I'm letting a few other people hop in here. Dodgers better not sign DJ. I don't think they will. I think there's a safe bet. I think he's going to stay in the American League. That's the feeling. Maybe the Mets sneak in there, but I feel like it's going to be Toronto or New York or the Yankees. We'll see how it goes. Jack, if the Jays don't land DJ or Springer, should they go deal with the Reds in a blockbuster trade? Yeah, and that's probably why you haven't maybe seen more action on the Reds in that trade market, is because there are some teams that could get in on that, but they're waiting for the Springer and the LeMahieu chips to fall. Do the Padres sign Springer? I don't think so. Jesse, Aaron Sanchez is staying healthy in 21. That's what you need if you're a Yankee fan, right? That's what you need. Let's see here. Daniel, if you're the Angels, do you throw the sink at Bauer? Yes. And then do you trade with the Reds for Gray? Sure. You could go get Gray. I think Gray's around $10 million a year. It's going off the top of my head. Somebody might be able to check that for me, but I think Gray's around $10 to $15 million. Bauer's looking for about 20, 25. So if you get the two of them for 35, 40, if you want to win, if you don't want to waste the money you spent on Trout and Rendon. Now they've got one of the highest payrolls in baseball, but Pujols comes off the books after the 2021 season. Can you touch on Vladdy's winter season, Austin? I sure can. I love everything I've seen from Vladdy. It has been really exciting to see him motivated, to see him want to get better and improve his game. The fact that he's playing a full season down there, I believe it in the Dominican. The fact that he's just there and he's working his tail off to try to get better, to try to improve, is just something that I think is pretty special, because he's, I think in his own mind, kind of underperformed a little bit. He's buddies with Acuna and a lot of these guys that have already established themselves as some of the best, and he's he might feel like he's kind of fallen behind a little bit. He showed up out of shape. So he's out here trying to improve himself, make himself look better, to get better. And I love that we've seen what we've seen. I did actually have some B-roll on Vladdy and some of what he's done in the Dominican League, and I'm having trouble finding it. There it is. Let me pull that up real quick, because we do have a little bit of video on what Vladdy's doing. This is from a couple of weeks ago, the first nightcap that we've done, which, quick plug, the nightcap, for anybody who's new, it's a Tuesday thing, Tuesday at 10 in the East, 7 in the West. We come on and we talk baseball. We talk about what's going on. And we're going to have, we're talking about Vladdy right now, what he's done and how he's been working to get better. So I got to think that Vladdy just, again, it's the motivation. Let's scratch off 2020 for him, and let's look forward to 2021. I like how he's hitting the ball. I like how he's moving out of the box. He looks good here. All of the weight stuff that we've seen, it's just getting better. And I think that there's a lot of reason to be optimistic about Vladdy in the 2021 season. So there's a little Vladdy talk for you guys. Let's do this. Let me check on the chat again real quick. Atkins signed Ryu last season. Let's see. Kyle is disagreeing with Darcy. Peller's a very aggressive GM. Atkins is most the exact opposite. Well, here's the thing. We'll talk about this. Kyle can agree. Listening to what Shapiro and Atkins, what they've talked about since they've taken over, they were waiting. They were waiting to make these moves. They knew they weren't ready to compete. So you haven't seen their aggressiveness because they were waiting. And I've heard interviews with Shapiro. He said it's the hardest thing is to wait and to lose and just have to bide your time. So really now we're going to see what Atkins made of, because now is the time. If this team is going to get serious and be competing, this is the time. So, you can't really totally grade them out on their aggressiveness to go sign free agents yet, because this is it. This is the moment right now. This is that window. Yep, Kyle, current management wanted to rebuild once they joined. So now is the time. If they swing and miss and they bring in, Colton Wong and Jake Odorizzi, those would be fine pieces. But if those are all they get, then we're all going to be very disappointed. Let's actually, that's a great segue into another piece that I had, because I did have on the poll earlier today a lot of comments, guys, subs that wanted to talk about Blue Jays. So we're going to do that. And it's easy to do that because that's my team. And I'm not just going to sit here and ramble. We're going to have some fun. So here's the deal. The Blue Jays' current payroll situation sits around $66 million. That's according to Spot Track. They do have a little bit more money that they got to put out because they got to get Hernandez signed. They got to get Stripling signed. But $66 million, that is a little less than $100 million that what the Padres have put out. So let's take a look at this. We're going to have a little fun. What if the Jays spent like the Padres? Now, again, first thing they got to do, Hernandez and Stripling, based on the projected numbers, that'll take them up to about $73 million once they lock them in. And that's still a lot of money left to go. So who's next? Springer. They can go get Springer, and they'll still be under $100 million. And now anybody that's curious, these graphics, these numbers are coming from Spot Track, Springer's value, and everybody else that you're going to see. It's all based on the value that's in Spot Track. So you have Bauer taking us up to just under $100 million. That's everybody right now. That's Hernandez. That's Stripling. That's Springer. And then let's go get DJ LeMahieu. That takes the Blue Jays payroll up to 120. Still room to go. We're not done spending yet. So DJ's in, Springer's in. Who we're going to add to the group? You know what? Let's go get Trevor Bauer. Why not? We still have more money to spend after we get Trevor Bauer. $141 million for Trevor Bauer. So we're not even at the Padres number yet. And we got Bauer. We got DJ LeMahieu. We got George Springer. We got everybody else signed. We got Teoscar ready to go and hit 35 bombs this year. But we need more, right? We need, I think we need a closer, right? Giles is gone. Dolis could struggle. So let's make sure we get somebody really good. Let's go get Hendricks. Let's go get Hendricks. Hendricks brings the Blue Jays to $156 million. That's good. We're still not there at the Padres number. We're close. We still have a little bit more room to go, but now we've got the closer. We got Bauer to pair with Ryu. We got DJ. We got Springer. We got infield help. We got outfield help. Now we're just throwing our money around, similar to the Padres. Let's go get Sagano. Let's shoot the moon. $170 million. Sagano's on board. The rotation is nothing to mess with. The back of the bullpen is elite. The lineup will be unstoppable. If the Blue Jays spent like the Padres, this is what the Blue Jays could go out and get if they wanted to do it. It's probably not going to happen, but this is just some fun thinking about Blue Jays and the Blue Jays and everything, because we did want to talk about Blue Jays for a few minutes. I did have a few people, again, in the poll. Each day when we're going to go live on Tuesday, I will put a poll out there, let you guys vote on what you really want to talk about. And I got a lot of comments, everyone wanting to talk about the Blue Jays. David Knight, welcome in, my man. Yes, this would be the dream offseason for Blue Jays fans. It would take them to the Padres payroll situation. Kalu, if I was a team, I'd keep my payroll under $120 million. You could do that. Certainly could do that. That's a very fair payroll. I mean, the Blue Jays are half that right now. They could go and get DJ and Springer, as you see, and they'd still be at $120 million. So that's the situation the Jays are in. Padres in cap space has never been in the same sentence before like this. Yeah, the Padres are spending. D'Arcy, Anthopoulos left team plenty of MLB assets, far more than he got from Ricciardi. I'm a fan of Anthopoulos. I am a fan. I think that he did a great job in Toronto. I think that he was a breath of fresh air after JP, and I think he's done a great job at Atlanta. Let's see. MLB and baseball cards. You shout me out again. I made another video. Try to make one every night. All right. That's one of the rules here. If you create content, I give you a shout out. Just let me know that you are creating content and I will give you a shout out. So anybody that's in here and looking for some more content to consume, check out MLB and baseball cards. Let's see. Jesse, Luis Castillo, number 2 starter behind Garrett Cole in 2021. If they go get that trade, I see all those emojis. I know. That'd be your Christmas present. You're praying for it. Yeah, I think that would be a nice move. We're actually going to talk about some Luis Castillo trades in a minute. Anybody that's here for the Trade-A-Palooza, we will be getting back to that, or getting to that, I guess, in a few minutes. Certainly, half of you, maybe most of you, these are trades sure to go wrong, but we will get to that. I want to get to, since David is here, and we probably have maybe 1 or 2 other Nats fans in here. Let's get to the second topic in the lineup, and that is the Washington Nationals ringing the bell. Props to Izzy Rendell for making this. I don't know Izzy. I just saw that Izzy Rendell put this together, did the Uniswap for Josh Bell. It looks fantastic. So I wanted to grab it, and I hope Izzy Rendell's okay with that. It looks great. I want to give him some credit. But Bell to the Nats, an absolute must have happen for that team. The lineup now, even just with this one move, looks so much better. And they're talking about making another move. We'll see what that happens to be. Do they make a trade for third baseman? Do they pick up a catcher? Does Realmuto go to Washington or does he go to Philly? But the situation here in Washington is vastly improved with Josh Bell coming over. That's one of the moves that has happened since we last spoke. Stevenson, I think they probably give him a chance to lead off at the beginning of the year. If it's not working out, they'll move him out. Then you got Turner, Soto, Bell. You hope Robles improves. Garcia, Keyboom, if he's still there. You got to see what you have with Keyboom, or you got to get him out. And I know I've talked about this in my Josh Bell video, and we had a conversation about Carter Keyboom. We had a conversation about Starlin Castro. My feeling is you cannot have you have to go one of 2 ways. You got to let Carter Keyboom show you what he's got, or you got to trade him. And if you trade him, then maybe Starlin Castro gets some maybes at third. But ideally, you're going to trade Keyboom for another third baseman. I don't want to have Castro over Luis Garcia. I want Garcia to play. I want Keyboom to play if he's going to be in Washington, or trade him. So either way, I just don't think that Starlin Castro plays unless there's a DH. If there's a DH in the National League, then yes, Starlin Castro can play. David Knight, I say we make some more moves, try to get Suarez or Contreras if we're going to trade. Suarez just feels like the right move for the Nats because he doesn't have a heavy salary. It's for the production that he will give you. He's sitting at around $11 million for the next couple of years. So you got to do it if you're the Nationals. That's the trade. The ownership is very concerned and very cautious about how much they spend. They got to go do that trade because it's one of the best bats for the most production, the best bang for their buck that they can get. And it just fits the Nats MO there. David, ideally Robles could be a leadoff guy, needs to improve the consistency and discipline at the plate. I agree. I would love to see Robles at the top of the lineup. However, he does have a little bit of pop. If Stevenson can work out at the top of the lineup, this works out because Robles does have a little bit more pop. And to have that in the middle of the lineup, that'd be nice. Now, if they go out and get Suarez, then I want to put Robles at the top. I want Robles, Turner, Soto, Suarez, Bell, Garcia. That's what I'd want. So it really just depends how the lineup works out. I think Castro will probably start. Yeah, I mean, I know he probably will. I just don't think that you're putting yourself. Maybe you win a couple more games this year. You're not going to be that competitive in the National League East if you're rolling with Starlin Castro. You're not helping your future at all with Starlin Castro. That's my whole feeling about it. Faraz Nazir, hello, welcome in. Let's see here. Travis, I'll never get that non-called strike 3 against Martinez. Carpe Diem, really cool as a Pods fan to see the entire league reacting to us for a change. Yeah, I mean, it is. With the Padres, it seemed like it was always wait till next year. It just kept happening. The Padres were a couple years away from being a couple years away. That was the saying with the Padres for many years, and they're going for it now. They went for it at the trading deadline when they acquired Clevenger and Nola and Moreland, and didn't work out, right? Lamet got hurt. He wasn't there for the playoffs. Elliott, welcome in, my man. So the Padres now, after being, a couple years away from being a couple years away, this is it. This is their point. This is their time. So I think that the Padres definitely need to, the Padres fans enjoy it. Certainly enjoy that the light is shining for you guys this year. It's exciting. You know what I mean? I mean, Toronto's getting a little bit of run in the media because of the young, exciting players with Vladdy and Bo and Cavan, and I'd include Gurriel in that list. And they're in the mix for Springer and LeMahieu and Bauer and everybody that's out there. It's fun when your team has sort of not been in the news, in the mix, and then all of a sudden they're a main component to it. That's definitely enjoy that. Thank you for everybody who is in here hanging out. We're talking Padres, we're talking Nats. We're going to get to Trade-A-Palooza in just a minute. Trades certain to upset half of the chat. If you haven't already, please sub, hit the like. Appreciate all of the support. It's been crazy. I didn't start doing a real effort with YouTube until it was early December last year. So it's been a fun first year, and I look forward to it just continuing and growing and building a nice community with you guys. Kalua, getting past LA is going to be hard. Does San Diego have enough? They've got enough to compete, because here's the deal. The regular season is a regular season. I think we can all agree that the Dodgers and the Padres are going to make the playoffs. They should, unless there's just a run of injuries. So both teams should make the playoffs. The Padres are setting themselves up to be able to topple the Dodgers in a series. And with those two, with Snell and Darvish at the top of the rotation, that's what they're banking on. They need to be able to compete with Kershaw and Buehler. And now let's say Buehler's hurt, right? And if the Padres are full steam ahead, they'll be in the driver's seat. They're ready in case that there's an injury. They've got enough for a playoff run. I think that's what it's about. Dodgers are so much better than everyone else. They have a good amount of breathing room. Dodgers are great. Dodgers, in my mind, are still the top team in the National League for sure. We got to see the Padres. The Padres got to do it. On paper looks great. But let's see them do it. So let's see here. Let's see. I want to say with you guys, let's do. What are we going to do? I have a ton of stuff here. So we talked Nats. I want to, let's do this here. Dodgers have Urias also. I love Julio Urias. I've loved him since he came up. I feel like maybe the rest of baseball was sleeping on him for a little bit. And he really showed up in the playoffs. I like him. Kyle Dodger's great. Yeah, Mookie's best player. Yeah, Mookie. Well, I mean, Mookie or Trout. In fact, that those two are in the discussion, you're up there, right? That's good enough. Isn't Kike Hernandez a free agent? Yes, he is. Do you think the Jays are looking into Jose Ramirez as well as Lindor? I haven't heard anything on Ramirez. I don't know. I might like Ramirez more than Lindor in a trade. But I haven't heard much on Ramirez. What do you think about the new CBA that's about to start? the season's got to start. I have a feeling there's a lot of implications. I don't know. I'm worried about the whole relationship between the owners and the players and moving pieces in this COVID thing. I don't know. I'm just nervous. I'm just nervous. So let's do this. We are about a half hour in. One of the main pieces of this is Trade-A-Palooza. So here's what I'm going to do. Let me get my Trade-A-Palooza notes up. Fair warning. Some of you are going to hate these trades. It's just the way it is. Some of you are going to love them. Some of you are going to hate them. Y'all may hate them. Y'all may love them. I don't know. But we've got so much happening. So many trades have happened with Bell and Lindor. I'm sorry, Bell and Darvish and Snell. Let's just get all the other trades out of the way. Let's get Arenado. Let's get Lindor, Gray, Suarez, Bryant, Castillo. Let's get that Voit trade done. Josh Hader's been out there forever that he may go to the Yankees. So let's just get the trades done. So here's the deal. Here's how we'll work this. If you don't like the trade, don't just crush it. What is the trade in your mind? How would you change it? How would you revise the trade? We'll kind of roll that way. So the first trade that we're going to do, let me get it ready, is going to be the Rockies. So you know it's coming. And the Cardinals. And I'm going to trade Nolan Arenado to the Cardinals. Not going to trade him to the Dodgers. I think that it's too messy at this point. I think Arenado goes to the Cardinals. I think the Rockies are a little bit more incentivized to get Arenado out of there with the Padres doing what they're doing. They know the Dodgers are leaps and bounds better than them. The Rockies feeling, you know what, we just got to do it. So they trade him to the Cardinals. The package going back to the Rockies is Matthew Liberatore, left-handed pitcher, third prospect in the system, 52nd prospect in all of baseball. Harrison Bader and Justin Williams, outfielder, 17th in the Cardinals system. The Cardinals might also try to sneak Matt Carpenter into this deal just to get rid of that salary for another year. Carpenter is a free agent at the end of next year. But in my mind, that's sort of the deal. You know, Bader is now expendable with O'Neill and Carlson and Thomas and Fowler, but still young enough to have some promise. So maybe he can restart his career in Colorado. Williams, 25 years old, 45 out of 80 hit, 50 out of 80 power. So they get a guy that is age, is close to being ready. Matthew Liberatore is the prize piece here. That's who I have heading over to the Rockies in exchange for Arenado. This is a tough trade to call because we know Arenado is going to be potentially opting out. If he doesn't like the situation, he's opting out. So that is my feeling, right? Liberatore in Colorado, that could have a tough result on him heading out there. But, you know, Colorado still needs to try to get pitchers. BZ Baseball, I actually like it, but you need to add a player with high salary. The Rockies, right? That I'm thinking they throw in Matt Carpenter. I didn't put Carpenter in here, but as a side note, Matt Carpenter could be included in that because Matt Carpenter, I think, is just disappointing everybody that's a Cardinal fan right now. It's really tough what's happened to him. And, that could be somebody that they try to throw in there. Let's see. Nola not opting out because here's the thing about with Arenado. You would think, yeah, I mean, he'd opt out, but with the financial situation the way it is, he might not get another salary. And things have changed with him. You know, he's been banged up a little bit. It would be tough for him to opt out. So team may feel a little more comfortable. Redbird 618, welcome in. Our front office right now probably aren't willing to pull the trigger here. The Cardinals with Arenado, think about this. Think about the situation in the Central. It is the Brewers. How much do the Brewers excite you at this point? The Cubs are all indications just selling everybody off, right? The Darvish is gone. Wasn't a great package that they got back. You've got Schwarber gone. You've got Bryant in the trade wins. You've got Contreras. The trade wins picked up on him today. So the Cubs are looking like we're done. We're good. So the Cardinals I mean, they could sleepwalk their way into it, or they could plant the flag and say the Central is ours, and we're going to go add Nolan Arenado, and we're just going to win the Central. We're not even going to worry about the rest of you guys. Josh, no way the Rockies are giving him up without getting a super haul back. The hard thing is that he has that opt-out. Whether he really, truly intends to opt out or not is key here. Like, he may not. It just may be something it's in his mind and it's out there. He may have no interest in opting out because of the money situation, the way baseball is right now. But, you know, that's where the haul is impacted. You know, the reason why the Cubs didn't get a better haul for Darvish is because Darvish is at $20 million a year and is entering his age 34 season. If you rewind the clock on Darvish, you make him a couple years younger, maybe that salary is a little bit lower, they're going to get more. The fact that Arenado has such a big salary, Colorado might be looking to just get rid of that salary and say, you know what, let's take what we can get now because we're not going to win anyway. Let's take what we can get a couple years down the road. Maybe it is something we can compete for, and we need to have that money ready then. If we still have Arenado and then we pay Trevor Story in a year, this is our team. Like, we've seen what this team can be, and let's just try to get some money back. Rockies would 100% what Edman in the package. Yeah, there's some other guys. There's some other MLB guys that could certainly be in there, maybe. Yeah, Kyle, I think the Rockies are getting to the point where they should just look at themselves and be like, let's just get as many prospects as we can for Arenado and for Trevor Story and just pack it in for a couple years. That's my feeling on this. That's why I think let's make it happen. Get the GMs on the phone. Let's make a trade happen. Arenado to the Rockies for a package of players. Again, we might be adding Carpenter into that one just to send some more salary back. And again, it's almost like Carpenter's in the NBA. They have the expiring salaries to offset the trades and make the money equal. You know, Carpenter's got 1 year left. Correa family, welcome in. I saw you earlier. Hey, everybody in San Diego, love for all. Right on. We're going through Trade-A-Palooza right now. Let's do... the splits. I know the splits, Kalua. I know this. That's tricky, right? That's tricky. That's out there. And again, that could impact the return as well. All right, let's get to the next trade. The next one, we're just going to do it. Blue Jays fans, we're doing it. Francisco Lindor is coming to Toronto/Buffalo for the 2021 season. We are sending Randall Grichuk, Jordan Groshans, and Patrick Murphy. Now, Blue Jays fans, you may like Jordan Groshans, but here's the thing. Yeah, he's a top 100 prospect, 70th in baseball, 3rd in the organization, but he hasn't played above A ball. We don't know what he's going to be. Right? He could be Travis Snyder all over again. And that would be really disappointing. So go get Lindor now. Make the trade happen. Grichuk, Groshans, Patrick Murphy. Murphy is he's 18th in the system. Grichuk as a piece of this, not a ton of money on the books for him. He's a productive player. He could slide in there. He could be somebody that the Indians can trot out there in 2021. Look, we got MLB talent back. So we're sending Randall Grichuk, Jordan Groshans, and Patrick Murphy. Maybe a player to be named later is added into this deal. But again, Lindor, you're guaranteed 1 year. You're guaranteed 1 year with Francisco Lindor, and then who knows? Unless you can work out the deal before you trade for him, and then if that happens, maybe you throw a little bit more, but you're guaranteed 1 year of Francisco Lindor. But the deal with Lindor, I mean, he's to be 27, 28. He's entering the prime of his career. He's been just steady and great for the Indians. I'm just shocked that the Indians payroll isn't that high. Pay him, make him your cornerstone for the next 10 years. I'm surprised that Cleveland isn't doing that. Let's see. What are you guys thinking? Would they ask for Gurriel or Biggio? Probably, but I think those would be deal breakers for the Blue Jays. How likely is Lindor trade to the Jays? it really depends on what happens with Springer and DJ. If they lose out on those, I think the Blue Jays do make an offer for Lindor. Let's see, Daniel, I don't mind it. Indians need outfield with Grich and Lindor is a young lineup. Looks sweet. It's not bad. I thought about is there another prospect? But again, you're only guaranteed 1 year. You're guaranteed 1 year. The Indians can't be that demanding in a trade conversation. I don't think they're giving up Gurriel. Jays get Lindor and sign Jock and go for it all. That I would like, Jock Peterson. If they don't get Springer, Jock Peterson does fit in nicely just because he can be that, that lefty bat, the situational bat, basically do what he did with the Dodgers. Sure. That wouldn't be too bad. Let's see. If I'm the Jays, get Lindor and Jock. Yep. Let's see. Kit, I'm not sure if Toronto is ready for 1 year. That's the deal. If Lindor was locked in for, multiple years, if they still had all of his arbitration ahead, then I think that there's got to be more. Grichuk is not in this deal. It's Gurriel. It's another MLB talent, and then it's two more prospects. But because it's just 1 year, that's why I think Lindor is only going to get this haul back. If there's a sign and trade, that might, Toronto may not want to do a sign and trade, because if the Indians know that, okay, you guys got Lindor for 10 years, we want more, that may be a tough one. Let's see. Jay Nas on pass. I like the Met package better. We'll see. It's going to be very interesting to see if a trade happens, what they get. I think a lot of people, if you were to predict a Darvish trade, you probably would have thought that Mackenzie Gore was going back to Chicago. It didn't happen. And it's all about the inner workings of Darvish's deal. You should post a lineup with Lindor and Jock. It would be nice. I need to get someone running some graphics behind the scenes when I'm sitting here. But yeah, I mean, we will see something like that. That would be pretty good. Let's see. Pull a Mookie Betts trade, get Lindor and work him with a contract. Right. I mean, the Toronto, the city, the basketball team did that with Kawhi. Like, let's get him in. Let's show him what we got. I mean, they showed him everything. Toronto is a great city. It is a great worldly city. And they won a title, and Kawhi still left for LA. So that's the thing. You do that, you hope that it can work out. But at the end of the day, Toronto isn't LA. It's a hassle crossing the border. In 2021, you don't know if you're playing in Buffalo or Toronto. There's a lot of things that go into it. So it is hard to just back up the truck for Lindor because there's a lot of questions. It's not as easy of a sell as if you're trying to sell him LA. But I like the idea. Let's see. It would be a video game like if he signs here in San Diego. I mean, at any point, what San Diego has already done, Kit, is a video game. It's already a video game. Let's see. David, I just saw on Twitter that Bauer's looking for 5 to 6 years at $36 to $40 million a year. That's insane. No, never. I hope, I've been kind of, shying away from Trevor Bauer. If that's his asking price, that's crazy. I'd be cool with 25 million, 36 million. That's insane. Thanks for calling that out, David. That is just too much money for Trevor Bauer. He has been good for a year and a half. He's been playing for 9. No way. Iron Sports Edits, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Anybody that is in here that is new to the channel, please subscribe. I love the support. If you can subscribe and hit the like. We are doing the BALLCAP Nightcap every Tuesday night. So thank you, everybody that's in here. We are doing Trade-A-Palooza right now. And if you're on Twitter, most of you are probably on Twitter. We can talk baseball all day long if you find me at Jim Riley Live on Twitter. And if you're on Instagram and you're a baseball card fan, you like baseball cards, you like seeing baseball cards, I'm Daily Baseball Cards on Instagram. So if you guys want to check that out, Diego, thank you for that. Glove Suit, thank you for that. Anybody that subs, I will give you a shout out. I know on Twitch and some other platforms, somebody that subs, they get a graphic up and everything. I can't. I'm running on StreamYard right now. I don't have that capability, but if you do sub, I will give you a shout out, and I can manually put you up on the screen. So just like this. So welcome in, Glove. And again, Diego, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Brent Smith, thank you. I appreciate that. I do put a lot of time and pride and I'm trying to do some different things here for you guys, some things that you don't see on some other channels. So Brent Smith, thank you and welcome in. Padres 2021, sure, I think so. Let's Elliot, welcome in. New LOL. No, you're not. But I'm glad that you're here. You were our like count man last night when we came on and we were talking the Darvish trade in real time. So thank you for being here. Let's get to the next trade. So that's 2 down. That is 2. 33 likes, 7 people. Yes. Everybody that's here, if you haven't already, hit the like button. Let's get as many likes as we can. We got to get to at least 100. So if you're in here and you haven't liked yet, please hit that like. Tap on the like. Let's do this. Let's get to 100, and then we'll worry about the next benchmark. Let's get into the next trade, and it is Giants and Reds. So this is our first Reds trade. Now, the situation with San Diego, there's a couple domino effects. I think the Dodgers probably make a move now, and I think the Rockies are a little bit more willing to sell off on Arenado. I don't know what Arizona's going to do. Arizona's spending money. They're not spending money. They're sneaky good. They're not so good. Arizona's perplexing to me. But the San Francisco Giants, they were a 500 team last year. They just missed out on the playoffs. I think they've got a youthful – there's some youth there. There's some potential. I think that they feel like they're maybe 1 or 2 pieces away from competing and getting the wild card spot. So this one's for Hum Baby Baseball. I don't know if he's in here. He's probably not in here. If he comes back and watches it, I'll let him know. I'll give him the timestamp. But we are sending Sonny Gray and Eugenio Suarez to the San Francisco Giants for a package of players that will head back to the Reds. Let's talk about who's going back to the Reds. It is Tyler Beede, it is Marco Luciano, and it is Seth Corey. Now you're saying, well, they're just getting 3 guys back. This isn't much, but Luciano is the number 2 prospect in the system, 29th in all of baseball. That was heading into that. That was right now. When that gets updated for 2021, he's probably going to move up. He's certainly going to be top 25. So we're going to send Luciano to the Reds. We're going to send Seth Corey. Seth Corey is 5th in the system, 94th in all of baseball. So here's what the Reds get back. They get Luciano, a beast of a prospect. They get Corey, so they get a pitching prospect and a hitting prospect to replace the pitcher and the hitter. And they get Tyler Beede, who will be in the rotation in 2021. Beede thus far has disappointed, but he gets to the Reds. Maybe they can get him worked out. So I got Beede and Luciano and Corey. This is a little more prospect heavy, going to San Francisco, giving them a chance to compete. They're going for the wild card. They don't have to spend a ton of money to get Gray and Suarez back in. So I think AM edits, it might be. But Suarez is under contract for the next 5 years at a very team-friendly deal. It's $10 million a year for the next 3 or 4 years, and then it jumps to 15 the last year. Gray's salary is team-friendly, and Gray is a frontline pitcher. So I think that this kind of trade, BZ Baseball, thank you. Here, Bauer, not in this market. You talk about Bauer won that $35 million. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Let's see. Kyle, Giants have to do that trade. Gives you a chance at least. You have talent. Padres trade for Castillo. I do have a Castillo trade in just a minute. We will get to a Castillo trade. I don't have him going to the Padres, though. I have him going to an American League team. We'll look at that in a minute. Elliot, like it? Good. I'm glad. So let's see here. Brent, face reveal. It's just because we got the graphics up. We don't usually have the graphics up constantly. And when the graphics are gone, I will be back. But we got, let's see, how many more trades we got? We got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 more trades. Yankee fans, Yankee fans that are here, hang on, because without really even knowing I was doing it, we're going to have, back-to-back Yankee trades in a minute. Everybody that's not a Yankee fan will just have to stomach it. We'll get through it quick. But we do have some Yankee trades coming up. So Yankee fans, hang out just for a few more minutes. We have some Yankee deals. So this one, again, Luciano looks pretty good. So you better make sure you're getting something really good back. And I think Suarez is great. I think Sonny Gray has shown he's had enough years where he's good. And if the market is where it is to get a pitcher like Bauer, somebody who appears to be a frontline guy, Sonny Gray's a steal. So because of the financial situation, I think this is roughly what the deal will be. So we'll kind of see how it goes. All right, let's go on to don't do Yankees back to back. I know, man. I didn't mean to do it. I really didn't. But at the end of the day, again, trying to be objective. We're doing it again. Remember, I'm a Blue Jays fan. You guys may look at this and think that we're fleecing the Yankees. So we'll get to that in 1 minute. Here is the next trade. This is another National League West. It is the Dodgers' response to everything that the Padres have done. It is the Dodgers' response to the Giants trade that we just broke down. Theoretic, anyone that just hopped in, this trade did not happen. This is just Trade-A-Palooza. We are making the deals happen for these guys. It is Kris Bryant from the Cubs. Cubs are just giving people away. We are going to capitalize on that, and the Dodgers are going to go and get Kris Bryant. They get their third baseman that they are looking for. It is Kris Bryant to the Dodgers for Jacob Amaya, 10th prospect in the Dodgers system, and Kendall Williams, the 23rd prospect in the system, and a player to be named later. Now, let me explain what player to be named later means. Just any prospect that is sort of 25 and out. All of the, Baseball America, MLB.com, when they're giving you your prospect rankings and such, it is, they go to 25, or they go to 30. So player to be named later is just filler, a guy 25 or higher in their system. So I do think that Bryant they do get 3 players, the Cubs would, for Bryant, but they get Amaya. Amaya was an 11th rounder in 2017. He grades at a 50 out of 80. He's 22 years old. Williams, the Cubs just acquired Williams. I'm sorry, the Dodgers. The Dodgers just acquired Williams in the trade for Stripling. So Williams goes again. Williams is a 50 out of 80, 20 years old. Was 52nd overall in the draft last year. And again, a player to be named later. So we got Bryant going to the Dodgers. Let's see. Bauer just retweeted. John, thank God for you. I'm learning so much about my free agency. From your tweets, keep them coming. Let's see. If I'm Dodgers, I stay away from Kris Bryant. Let him tank this season. Well, yeah. I mean, that could happen. But I feel that Kris Bryant is going to go back to 2019 Kris Bryant. He's not going to be the MVP Kris Bryant, but he's still going to be, 100 runs, 25 to 30 homers, 75 to 85 RBI. He's going to be a very productive piece. I think that if you put him in that Dodger lineup, he's not going to hit at the top of the lineup. So he will have a chance to drive in more runs. And think about who's going to be hitting after him. Kris Bryant in the Dodgers lineup is a beast. It's a beast. So I think Kris Bryant with the Dodgers makes all of the sense in the world at this point. I think the Cubs are looking to just give it up, so the Dodgers should pick up the phone. Lux doesn't do much for me. I know not a lot of people have cooled on Gavin Lux. I would like to see Gavin Lux get some run in 2021, maybe with Kike Hernandez out. Lux can pick up that playing time. So we'll see. And Bryant, thinking about the money that Bryant will probably command, I think he'll command, if they can get a deal done now, maybe about $20 million a year, 15 to 20 million a year. 15 is probably too light. If he goes to LA and he has a monster year, then that number is going up. So the Dodgers definitely want to do their best to lock him in now, get him, sign him buy out that last year of arbitration and lock him in for 5 more years. I think that would be the way to go. You got to think Cubs are looking good 2024 and beyond. Yeah, that's what they're playing for right now. They're trading everybody away. Leave Lux alone. People saying the same thing about Seager. Yeah, I want to see Lux get some run. I definitely do. We're pushing 100 people in the stream. Thank you guys for hopping in. Anybody that is new, please hit the like, hit the sub if you are enjoying Trade-A-Palooza here on Tuesday night, our last stream of the year. Then we'll be at 2021. This COVID thing goes away on 2021, right? I mean, like midnight, 12:01, 2021. COVID's gone. Isn't that how that works? That this is just a 2020 thing. We reset in 2021. What do we think? Wishful thinking. Let's keep going here. So we have Bryant to the Dodgers. Now let's get to the next trade. Couple people have thrown this name out there a few times. We've got Iron. Thank you for the like. Anybody that subs, any new subs, let me know. Comment in the chat. I will. I'll give you a shout out. We'll put your name up on the screen, and I appreciate it. It's we're trying to build a new baseball community here, and anybody that's new, appreciate it. BZ Baseball, I know you are sub. Thank you for coming in. Carpe Diem, liked and sub. Thank you. Love it. And anybody else that's in, if you sub and you comment in the chat and I miss you because I'm moving some graphics around, just comment again. Keep coming back with the comment. I'll get you up there because I do appreciate all of the subs and all of the love. So here we go. Next trade. It is Castillo time. It is Castillo to the Yankees. Castillo for Clark Schmidt and a player to be named later. Somebody again in that 25 range. Now, let's think about it. Clark Schmidt is a, highly touted prospect. We know that the Reds are not asking for a ton. They're trying to get rid of money. Now, Castillo does have some control, but Clark has, more control. Clark is the number 2 prospect for the Yankees, is a top 100 prospect in Major League Baseball. And a player to be named later. So again, somebody in that 25 range. Maybe it's 2 players in that 25 range, but I think Clark Schmidt is the piece here. Let me know what you guys think. Does there need to be more? But I think there's something happening. I think it just Castillo with the Yankees. It makes sense. Let's move on from Clark Schmidt. As a Blue Jay fan, I'd hate it, but I think that this is one Yankee trade that would kind of make sense. Again, Yankees might need to throw in another prospect, maybe in that 20 to 30 range, and then another 25 or higher range. So I think we do something along those lines for Castillo going to New York, and Clark Schmidt heads to the Reds. Like I said, we have a couple Yankee trades, so we're going to move faster through the Yankee trades. Next one is Luke Voit is heading to Texas for Joey Gallo. Teased it last night on the stream, the Darvish stream. We are doing Joey Gallo to the Yankees. Yankees want to get a left-handed bat. They're too right-handed heavy with Sanchez and Voit and Judge and Sanchez and Torres and on and on and on. They get the big lefty bat here. I think home run potential is probably a little bit higher in Joey Gallo. I don't know if Luke Voit 2020 is going to be always Luke Voit situation. So I think that there is a nice deal that could be worked out here. And as far as the control goes, there's incentive for the Rangers to want to do this because Gallo's arbitration years are running out. Next year is his last year. Voit has a little bit more control. So, but I can see Gallo hitting 50 bombs in Yankee Stadium. So if you're a Yankee fan, you got to think about, is Gary Sanchez even a part of the Yankees anymore? It's funny how quickly he's fallen. Voit is not available for trade, but you got to do something to contend against. I mean, I'm surprised that the Yankees have thrown the idea out about trading Luke Voit, but if you can get Joey Gallo back, it's going to be a left-handed bat. Basically going to have to be a left-handed version of Luke Voit if they do that deal. So this is my Joey. I love this trade as a Rangers fan. So let's keep moving here. We got one more. Again, I did not mean to do this. I was just ripping through names and where they could fit. I actually, when I pieced this together, I had done these 3 trades all separately in my notes, and then I put them together. I was like, oh, I got a bunch of Yankee trades. I'm not a Yankee fan. Anybody that's been here long enough knows I'm a Jays fan. Here's the last one. Josh Hader finally gets traded to the Yankees. He goes for a couple of players, Miguel Andujar, who seems to be just falling out of love with the Yankees. I think he's still got the potential to be 25 homers and a 275 batting average. Doesn't walk a lot. It's kind of tough in the field, but you send Andujar and their fifth prospect in the system. He's not a top 100. Luis Gil. He's a fireballer. His grade overall is a 50 out of 80. He's only 22, or I shouldn't say only 22. He's 22, so he's probably only a couple years away. And that fastball is a 75 out of 80 for Gil. So you get a fireballer back. You give a fireballer up, you get a fireballer back, and you get the pop with Andujar. Andujar's still just 25. It may seem like he's older than that, but he's still just 25. Had that year a couple years ago, 2018, 27 homers, 92 RBI, 297, 328, 527 slash line. Again, doesn't walk a lot, but 297 batting average. I like that. 297 batting average, 27 homers, 92 RBI. Put him in a good lineup. That gives the Brewers a chance because they're going to have to hit a lot. The pitching is tough. Williams can be the closer in Milwaukee. Again, Gil could, Gil put him at Double-A. Maybe he moves up quick. Gil has only played in lower levels so far, but he's pitched well there. So give him a chance. Give him Double-A to start this year, and we'll see if he can rise up. So maybe you get Gil and Andujar. But this is my final Yankee deal. We got Hader finally getting traded to the Yankees. I feel like it's been rumored for years. Iron likes to trade. Yes, DJ resigns with the Yankees 2021. Jesse, let's see here. DJ says with the Yankees. Is that happening right now? We have a lot of people talking about it right now. Let me pull up my Twitter and see what's going on. Do we have DJ staying? Let's see. I do see I see the Heyman tweet. Let's see. We got Bauer. We got the Twins signing Robles. I don't see anything about DJ. Let me see one other place here. We've got. Doesn't look like there's anything. I don't see anything. If anybody sees anything about DJ LeMahieu, let me know. But it doesn't. I'm still seeing firm on 4 years. Okay, false alarm. False alarm DJ. Let's see what happens here. Thank you, Kyle. Yes, I'm in here. Elliot, welcome back. I'm in here. I'm grinding on this, so I'm not watching Twitter. If anything happens, you guys do have to let me know about that situation. So, Rod, who would the Jays trade for? Rod, we'll throw it back up there one more time. We had Lindor. This is my trade. We had Lindor going to Toronto for a package of players Murphy, Groshans, and Grichuk. And the logic there, again, you only are guaranteed Lindor for 1 year. If you knew you were going to have Lindor for longer, you're going to have to give up more. Gurriel might be included in that trade. You sub Grichuk out, and then you have maybe another prospect in the 10 to 15 range. But I think that's kind of where you look at a Lindor situation. So that's my thinking about that. Voit, Gallo, not straight up. You could throw in another prospect in there, sure. Let's see here. Sign Springer. Anybody that missed it earlier, we do have more people in than we did at the very beginning, but we did have some fun with what if the Blue Jays spent like the Padres. We'll run through this again for any Jays fans who weren't here earlier. Right now, they're at $66 million. That's per spot track. Let's go out and get the deals done with Hernandez and Stripling. That gets them to 73. Those are the arbitration deals that are still looming out there for them. Spot Track has their salaries projected, added up, gets them to 73. Then we go get Springer for $98 million, or gets us up to $98 million. Then we go sign DJ. That gets them up to $120. Then we get Bauer. That gets it to $141. Now, I did not expect Bauer to want $35 million. maybe Bauer's a little too rich for us, and that's okay. But when I put this together about an hour ago, we hadn't heard from Bauer and his salary demands. And then we're going to go get the closer, Hendricks, and finally, just to get us up to that Padre number, we go get Sagano and have a little fun with that. And that's how, if the Blue Jays spent like the Padres, what it would look like. So we had some fun with that earlier on for any Blue Jays fans that are just getting in here now and missed the top of the stream. So let's do this again. I've been hiding behind some graphics for a while. Let's pull the lineup back up here. I gotta find it. So we've done the Padres trades. We've done the Bell situation. We've talked Blue Jays. We've done Trade-A-Palooza. One of the things I want to talk about and get your guys' opinion as well is, now that we've got the Darvish deal and the Snell deal done, we should start to see the domino effect, right? Those two are off the board. Any teams that were in on them are now out. And we got to look at what's left with the pitching market. So we dove into it a little bit yesterday. We'll look at it a little bit deeper today. So let's look at some of the remaining starting pitchers that are out there. And there's a bunch of them. Let me get the ticker out of the way. It's a lot. Highlighted by Bauer, Gray, Castillo, Sagano. You got Kluber, Paxton, Porcello. There's still a lot out there, but as you can see, when you're just looking at these names, if you're looking for the guaranteed guys, there are not too many in the mix. There's maybe 4 or 5 that you feel like you can take to the bank what they can offer. And if you end up in a situation where you miss out on any of those, you're talking about guys that maybe you got to take a risk on. Somebody that you're not sure about. Paxton, are you sure about him? Kluber, are you sure? Archer, are you sure? Lester, is he too old? There's question marks around most of the guys after Gray, Castillo. I mean, even Sagano has question marks. How's he going to perform when he gets here? If he signs, he's got about a week to sign. Bauer, what's his deal? Again, he's given you about a year and a half of good pitching. Outside of that, he has been very subpar. So I think that there's got to be Musgrove. Good point. I did not add Musgrove in there. The trade chatter did start up with him yesterday. Musgrove would be added to the list. That's an oversight. Thank you, Jack, for calling that out there. We would want to keep Musgrove in mind for this as well. So let's think about it, though. Let's take a look at some of these top names. Let's start with Trevor Bauer and the teams that at this point are probably most in on him at this point. You got to think the Angels are at the top of that list. Kalua, only player I saw on that list is Kluber. I mean, Kluber shouldn't cost much. You're not going to get too far into a contract with him. You're not going to sign a 3-4 year deal. You probably get him for 1 or 2 years. And I think that 2 year would probably have an option. So, Kluber would be a high upside guy. Shouldn't cost a lot of money. So Bauer here, we're talking Angels. I put the Padres on here just because he was just out there in one of his videos talking about the Padres. Does he sign a 1-year deal there and just make that unfair to the rest of the National League? I guess unfair depending on if you believe in Bauer. I may or may not. If you've watched the videos, I think you know which way I'm going. So what do you guys think in the chat? Let me know of these teams. Where's it going? Is it going to the Angels? Are the Padres going to steal him for a year and he make a run? Does he go to the Mets? Do the Mets get the depth? Does Toronto still go for it? And the Yankees. Do the Yankees get involved? Who is going for him? Yankees probably get involved with Bauer if they lose out on LeMahieu and Springer. So everybody that is in there in the chat, let me know, who do you think Bauer signs with of these teams? If you think it's somebody else, if you think it's a wild card team, if you think Boston gets involved, if you think San Francisco gets involved, make sure that you guys are, let me know. Holler out, be heard. This is not just about me. I want you guys involved too. Who do you think? Where's Bauer going to go? If I had to bet, I would bet he goes to the Angels. I know he wants to win. I think that there's a situation where he makes the Angels contenders in the American League West. $40 million a year for Bauer. I know that's just way too much money. No way. He's not worth that. You want a Cy Young in a season where we played 60 games. I don't know. Am I supposed to stand up and applaud for that? But he is out there right now as one of the top names. I feel like you either love him or hate him. You get to see his personality. I actually don't mind his personality. I kind of like what he does. But from a performance on the field, I'm just not a big fan. I haven't seen enough of it. I think there's other safer bets out there. So we got Bauer as an option. Next, we were looking at Sonny Gray. So what's a Sonny Gray trade going to look like? Is it the Angels if they lose out on Bauer, or if they don't want to pay Bauer? Where is Sonny Gray going to go? Comment in here. Let me know. Is he going to the Angels? Do the Blue Jays pick up the phone and make the trade? Do the Giants make the trade like we talked about earlier in Trade-A-Palooza? Where is he going to go? There's a lot of teams that could go and pull a trade. I think these are three teams that kind of make the most sense for him. You could probably throw the Mets in there. You could probably throw the Red Sox in there. But there's just, in terms of what the Reds could get back, I think these are some of the better teams. I think Sonny Gray, if he's going to San Francisco, you might have Suarez in there. You get a good package there with the Angels. They might be able to pull Brandon Marsh away from the Angels for a trade. I don't know what do the Red Sox trade like Jeter Downs? I don't know. I feel like there's more that they could get from these teams. Toronto may be willing to part with Manoah or Woods Richardson. You may be able to get one of the Toronto pitching prospects for Sonny Gray. And again, financially, he's not going to cost you a lot of money. That's why that's why I think you got to see the Sonny Gray trade. Unless the Reds change their mind, unless they pull a 180 and they decide to hold on to it because maybe they see what the Cubs are doing. And they're like, you know what, if the Cubs are going to give up, maybe we can actually do something because Castellanos is hanging around. He didn't go anywhere. They got Moustakas. So we'll see. Mega deal with the Jays, Castillo, Gray, and Suarez to Toronto. I love it. I love it to RC. Let's do it. Let's do it. And go get Springer too. And let's call it a day. And a closer. Go get Hendricks. And it's all done. Blue Jays can pack it in. Let's get to the other pitcher. Who else is out there? We got Castillo. Angels again. Angels are in the mix for everybody. They got to get at least one of these guys. If they don't, they are wasting the money they spent on Trout and Rendon. Would be a huge miss. The Angels have to do it. Again, I think there's a Yankee fit there. Toronto could do it. The Mets could do it. I feel like you go with one of these teams could make the move. The Dodgers could too. Again, comment in the chat. Let me know, where's he going? Out of these teams, where's he going? And if you think it's somebody else, where's he going? Are the Dodgers going to pick up the phone and send the Rays Gonsolin and Cody Hosey? Something like that? Maybe we could see something like that and the Dodgers get into it. How much is it going to take? How much are the Reds trying to get for him if they're just going to give up? Because those arbitration years are coming. Elliott likes him to the Mets. Let's see here. Smaller markets deserve a chance. I mean, the thing, Zachariah, is the smaller markets this year are kind of packing it in. For a year, the smaller markets are going to get, and this could have lasting impacts for years. How are the Reds able to rebound if they dump everybody? I know the Cubs are not a small market team, but if they're dumping all these guys, it's going to take years to rebuild. You're going to be looking at years where it's just going to be bad. And that's the disappointing thing. That's one of the disappointing side effects of this whole COVID thing. I don't see Gonsolin being traded, but maybe Josiah Gray. Sure. Gray, when he's ready, there's nowhere to put him. You might as well do something there. If you can get a proven piece like Castillo, you got to do it. I have made it perfectly clear, and I've gotten into it with a few people. I'm okay trading prospects because if I'm going to get a proven talent back now, I want that proven talent. I don't want to let Travis Snyder get up to the big leagues and then he doesn't do anything. Reds fans, Jesse Winker hasn't really done much yet. It happens all the time. So let's move on. We have one more, and it's maybe one of the more intriguing names, one of the guys we don't really know about so much, and that is Sagano. And there's a lot of suitors here. I've been keeping an eye on teams that are in the mix for Sagano, and there's a lot of them. Where he goes, we'll see. What does he give to a team? Again, we'll see. In the Japanese league last year, 14-2 with a 1.97 ERA. I mean, the year before wasn't that hot, 3.89 ERA, but the years before that, 2.14, 1.59, 2.01. I mean, he has dominated his competition. Does he come to Major League Baseball and do that? No, that's just not going to happen. Maybe early on when guys are trying to pick up his delivery and the pitches that he throws and the break and the speed and the rise and the spin and all that. Sure. Maybe Sagano's good early on, but then eventually everybody figures it out because there's tape and analytics and there's everything. So he probably comes on. He's probably good out of the gate, and we'll see where he goes. I don't know why. I just, I can see the Yankees getting in on this. They have been one of those teams that is always there, that they're always there. Chin-Ming Wong, Hideki Matsui, Tanaka. The list goes on and on with guys that they've just been able to pull from overseas and get in. So we'll see. But, I mean, they're talking about Angels, Mets, Blue Jays, Yankees, Giants, Red Sox. It's all over the place. Comment in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. Which way do you think this goes? Do you want him on your team? Let me know. Comment in the chat. And where is Sagano going to go? So we've got a lot of pitching options. Again, these are really the prime pitching options that are out there. Not everyone's great on this list. There's not. The Blue Jays were linked to Mike Fiers at one point, and I screamed at my television, no. There are some names on here that aren't going to fit in certain situations. You would almost feel that your team would be undercutting you at this point, underperforming if they go and get Mike Fiers when, a trade for Gray and Castillo still out there with Sagano still available. There are a lot of names out here, but we have a few that we have scratched off with Darvish and with Snell coming off the board. So that's an interesting situation. These domino effects, where does it go from here with the pitchers, with the pitching situation? Padres, I think, have kickstarted the market, and we'll sort of see where everything goes. So that's our Trade-A-Palooza. That's our pitcher situation. Let's get into some player projections. That doesn't mean we're almost done. We will keep going for a little bit while longer now. You guys are still here. You guys want to talk, so we will talk. We'll kind of let the chat exclusively run the show once we get through player projections. So each stream that we do, we'll be doing player projections for the 2021 season. We may get to a point where we do a big player projection blowout if you guys are into that. But we do. I do want to do some player projections, and it only makes sense to do some player projections for guys who we've been talking about, guys that are in the news right now. The trades have been happening. So we're going to start the very first projection for the 2021 season that we are going to do. And I'm squinting because I have so many thumbnails here of videos and graphics and slides, and I'm just bear with me here. First up, we are going to do the projection for the newest San Diego Padre.
Swing and a miss, strike three.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Hira.
The kick and the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. He got him. Swing and a miss. Abreu strikes out.
So you, Darvish, in 2021, all of my projections exclusively, you can get them from a lot of different places. You get them from Baseball Reference. You can get them from Yahoo. You get them a lot of places. I get all of my projections from Ron Chandler's Baseball Forecaster. I've been looking at it for years. It hasn't let me down. It takes into a ton of information. It takes into spin rate. It takes the velo. It takes in your hit rate, your walk rate, your strike percent, all of these things. They take the data and they come up with projections. This is you, Darvish. Comment in the chat. What do you think? Is this 1, is he going over? 2, is he going under? 3, does it look good? We got 13 wins, 234 strikeouts in 189 innings, and an ERA whip combo 3.55, 1.14. We'll let this sit for a minute because Darvish is a big topic. I want you guys to let me know. I do think the wins are probably going to be up. It is really tough to forecast wins. It's like if you play fantasy baseball, when you're drafting your team, you shouldn't chase wins. Don't draft for wins. Draft for strikeouts, draft for that K rate, draft for that ERA and that whip. That ERA does seem a little high to me. I actually like the whip. The ERA seems high. It's tough to go off of 2020 because in 2020, he only played against teams in the Central. That was it. You didn't get to see Darvish go out west and face the Dodgers. He didn't face the Padres. He only faced the Central. So because of it, he had a 2.01 ERA and a whip under 1 last year. So he was unbelievable. Send him out west for a couple games against the Dodgers. Pin him up against some other tough American League teams. I think that the whip is good. The ERA, maybe it's not 3.55, but I mean, listen, in 2019, the ERA was 3.98. I think it's probably maybe around 3.55. Maybe he gets it down to 3.4, 3.3. But I think an ERA in the 3s is a safe bet, a safe expectation. Ks per innings look good. If the innings are higher than that, then the Ks will obviously be higher. Elliott's got an ERA 3.25. Comment in the chat. Let me know. What do you guys think? What are the numbers? Is he over, under? We got a lot of 2s. We got a lot of unders. We got a couple overs. So nobody putting the 3 out there thinking that this looks good. I understand that. I do think that I would expect a couple numbers to be higher and a couple numbers to be lower. Maybe again, I think that ERA could be a little bit lower. I think the wins should be higher just because he's going to be on a better team. He's going to be on a better team, a better situation. Let's see, to RC, that K rate, you have still a good K rate, but not the same thing. Okay. Let's see, Coors plus Dodgers makes his ERA closer to 4. It's going to be tougher. If they mess with the schedule again, and he is exclusively facing teams in the West, that's going to be tough to repeat anywhere close to that 2020 performance. So you got Coors Field, you got the Dodgers. I agree. I mean, if he is, so maybe that 3.55 is good. I kind of think somewhere in the 3s is where he lands, even thinking about Coors Field and thinking about facing the Dodgers. I think that's probably about right. Maybe about 3.55 is about right with that in mind. So we've got you, Darvish. That is his projection for 2021. We can get back to it if you guys want. Got to get to the next newest San Diego Padre, right? We can't just do one. We got to do both of them. Let's get to Snell.
3 rounds, and now he gets a game 6. Are trying to play their way through that and beyond that. Springer, a swing and a miss.
1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. There's strike 3. Turner didn't agree in the night. Beauty by Snell.
So, Blake Snell, again, we'll run it back just like we did with Darvish. Give me a 1 for over, 2 for under, 3 for looks good. 12 wins. Again, wins are tough to project, so that could be higher. The K to innings ratio, the K rate, ERA whip 3.45, 1.21. To compare that to, I don't have a graphic for it, but I will look it up to compare that to what he did this past season. Let me get that up. Snell in 2020 had the 3.24 ERA, went 4-2, 63 strikeouts over 50 innings, 3.24 ERA, and he was in a division with a surprisingly tough Blue Jay team. The Yankees were hitting a ton of home runs. And I know the Red Sox were bad and the Orioles were bad, but he wasn't getting a cakewalk. And when he went into the National League, he was facing the National League East. So he bounced back in a nice way compared to what he had done in 2019, which 2019, that's tough. He was hurt. He did come on strong towards the end of 2019. So let me know what you guys think. What's the win total? Eric's got 15 wins. We have 223 strikeouts. Are we going over or under that, or does that look right? What's that ERA whip? I feel like these numbers, except for the wins, I might give him another win or 2 or 3. I think the numbers are pretty fair. I think that this kind of looks good. So yeah, let's think about that. I feel like this looks good. Let me know, everybody in the chat. Hit me up, hit the chat up. Let me know what you think. I'm going to take a glass of water while you guys do that so I don't lose my voice. This is about the time when I start to lose my voice. Once we've been going for, an hour and a half, it starts to get kind of scraggly. All right. The Yu Darvish trade is official. Feinsand's out there. He was the one who put it out last night that Darvish trade was going down. So I think everybody felt confident, feeling like that was good. Let's see here. Let's see. I do want to throw one more thing out there because we have a very manageable chat situation going on tonight. I haven't been able to keep as much of an eye on it as I like to normally because we got a lot of graphics that we're going through. Anybody, if you want to hit me up straight up, you don't want to get lost in the chat, hit me on Twitter. Do that. Make sure that you find me on Twitter because you can hit me on there and I'll keep an eye on it and I'll watch for you there. If you got something you really want to say to me when we're doing this thing and you get lost in the chat, hit me on Twitter. I will see you there. And not as many people are hitting me on Twitter. That Twitter thing, I just haven't used that correctly. So, it just has sort of been an unused tool. Hoping to change that. Anyway, let's get back to this. So we got Blake Snell situation there, and we're going to move on to the next guy. We're going to stick with the Padres because you know what? Hey, we got the Padres on the thumbnail. We've been talking a lot about the Padres, so let's get maybe their most exciting player up here.
He is not, and Tatis drives one to deep left field. He drives one to the moon. High, deep, and very gone. Fernando Tatis Jr. with a 2-run shot.
So here is the Tatis Jr. projection for 2021. 98 runs, 36 homers, 91 RBI, 24 steals. So we're projecting a 2020 season. 281, 354, 568 slash line. These are the projected numbers. When they project the numbers, they're not projecting for the high. So the upside on this, when they project this, it leaves room for about a 20 or 30% upside. This is what they feel comfortable projecting in the baseball forecaster. So Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to be out here. If you play fantasy baseball, don't mess around. He's your first round pick. I might take him number 1 if I have number 1. I love Fernando Tatis Jr. This is a great lineup. They're going to be exciting. You give a talent like him the motivation to play and to win. He's got his team backing him. Never mind the coach calling him out for swinging on 3-0 with the score the way it was and hitting the grand slam. There's a whole that was awful. But the team is showing that they want to win. He is going to be in it. Give me the 1, 2, or 3. Over 1, under 2, 3 looks good. Let's get that crawl out of the way. Let me know what you guys think for Fernando Tatis Jr. And while we do one more time, because we only had the 1 home run, this just looks so good. Let's do it again.
He is not, and Tatis drives one to deep left field. He drives one to the moon. High, deep, and very gone. Fernando Tatis Jr. with a 2-run shot.
Very gone indeed. I love his reaction. That's one of my. There's like 10 favorite parts of that video, and that's it. So we love the Fernando Tatis Jr. 2021 season that we're gonna hopefully get. Again, we're hoping this happens. I don't want to throw a dark cloud on this, but this is on a 162 game season. Obviously, that goes without being said. That is. Let's just hope it stays at 162. Even if they got to move the start back a month, let's get 162. Let's not mess around with 140 or 100 games or anything like that. We want to get a full season here if we can. Everybody that's in here now checking out the video, the channel, everything for the first time, thank you for being here. Hit the like if you have not already. If you're enjoying this, we're going through the projections right now. I come at the right time for Tatis. Yes, you did, Trevor. You came in at the perfect time. So hit the like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you subscribe, hit it right now. I will give you guys a shout out on here. We'll put your name on the screen. We'll let everybody know. If you are creating content, if you have anything if you want to promote anything, let me know. We'll talk about you guys. I appreciate everybody that is in here. Everybody, you could be doing 100 other things right now and you're hanging out with me, so I appreciate that. All right, I will keep an eye on the chat. So anybody that is a new sub, I'll give you a shout out. Let's get to the next one. You know what? Before we get to the next one, just because it looks so good.
He is not, and Tatis drives one to deep left field. He drives one to the moon. High, deep, and very gone. Fernando Tatis Jr. with a 2-run shot.
I love it. It's just fantastic. Okay, so that is Fernando Tatis Jr. We are going to move on. Trevor Paddock says, I was named after Trevor Hoffman. That's pretty good. Trevor Hoffman, one of the best closers of all time for sure. All right, so we have Tatis. Let's move on to the next one. Who do we got teed up? I got to look and see. We have the newest Nat, the newest National, Josh Bell.
In the air to center, hit deep, and ring your bell, Bush tie.
That power. I mean, he just has some great power. His projection for 2021, comment in the chat. Let me know, is this going to go over? Is this going to go under? Does it look good? 1, 2, or 3? We are at 62 likes. Everybody that's in here right now, real quick, take 1 second. Hit the like if you can. Let's get some likes. We're going to do some more projections. If we can get to 100 likes, we'll do more projections. I don't have the videos teed up, but you can ask me who you want. We will do more projections. If we can get to 100 likes, we'll double down on the projections. I'll go to my source and you put a name out there and I'll give you the projection. We'll do more. Are we looking good here with 82 runs, 28 homers, and 90 RBI? A lot of people in here with the 3 looking good. A couple with the 2 thinking it might go under. Nobody going over. Let's see. You should take a shot if we get 100 likes. Maybe. Sure. I'll take a shot. I got something around here. I got some Fireball hanging around. I have to do it off camera, though, because YouTube doesn't like that. In fact, YouTube, I will not be taking a shot. That will not be happening. All right. Carpe Diem 1 on everything is over. We'll see. He's, I think the Nats lineup will be better with him than the Pirates lineup. So that could be good. So let's see here. Josh Bell. Let's compare it to Josh Bell last year. It was a down year for sure, right? The slash line was kind of weak last year, 226, 305, and 364 for Bell's slash line last year. That was well under his career norms. It was 100 points under with the slugging. So don't think 2020 Josh Bell is who 2021 Josh Bell is going to be. I would expect it to be somewhere between 2017 and 2019. He gave you 26 homers in 17. He gave you 37 homers in 19. So I would just expect that again, somewhere between that number and this projection, kind of puts you there. So I think that is pretty fair for Josh Bell. Let's move on now. Jays fans that are still in here hanging out for the chat, I'm glad you're here. We are going to do one for you guys. We did Bo Bichette last week. We're going to stick with the young guys, and we're going to go with Vladdy.
Shoemaker's out, Montoyo's out, and Guerrero gets into one. No doubt about this one for Vladdy, and this game is tied.
He almost hit that to the highway. I mean, you would have had to call Geico and get that windshield fixed. Cruising down the highway and get a ball in your passenger seat. So Vladdy Guerrero, comment below. 1, 2, or 3. Over, under, looks good. What do you think for Vladdy? 78 runs, 22 homers, 87 RBI, 2 steals. He does run occasionally. I think he had 1 in 2019. But what do you think? Over, under, or looks good? A lot of people are going over. Here's the thing. For that power to get up, he's going to have to hit the ball in the air a lot more. Right now, he's only hitting about 20% of his balls in the air. And that's why the power isn't there yet. He's got to get that up to 25% on the low end. And then you'll start to see the home runs tick up. If he's hitting the ball on the ground again, like he has the first 2 years, keeping it down, it's going to be about 22 again. So wait, 1 is over, under. 1 is over. You are expecting over if you hit the 1, 2 if you think it's under, 3 if you think it's good. So we got 78 runs, 22 homers, 87 RBI, and a slash line of 286, 352, and 466. Patrick, homers look good, but I think average might be down. Needs more height on the ball. Right, exactly. He needs to get the ball in the air more. It's just too many grounders. It's about 50% the ball's on the ground. You know, we're hoping Vladdy Guerrero is a 30, 35 homer guy, and if he's going to do that, ball's got to get in the air. Ball's got to get in the air. Okay, we have one more projection. Again, I'll do more projections if we get to 100 likes. If you want to see, somebody from your favorite team projection, I'll do more projections if we get to 100 likes. We're getting up there. I can't remember what the number is, but we're getting some likes. If we get to 100, we will do more. All right. So let's go here with the final. We got one more, and we're doing this one for the Dodgers fans. We're trying to keep it as equal as we can, because I know I've got a lot of Dodger fans that pop in here and like some of the stuff that we do. Some of my most watched stuff is Dodger videos. So we're not going to forget about the Dodgers fans. If you're Dodgers fans and you're hanging out, we got one more projection, and it is for you, and it is your guy, Mookie Betts.
Thunder tonight. That ball's lifted to left center field, back towards the wall. Betts has done it again.
And I'm not trying to throw shade. I understand that it was off the Padres. That had no intention. I just wanted to get a nice Mookie Betts home run. This is a projection for Mookie Betts. Hit the 1, 2, or 3. 1 for over, 2 for under, 3 for looks good. We got 123 runs on the projection. Insane. I know, Trevor. Yes, I'm sorry. You know what? It really was pure coincidence. Are we going over, under, or looks good? 123 runs. That I gotta think looks good. I can't think it gets much higher than that. 32 homers seems good to me. 86 RBI. If he's hitting at the top of the lineup, just not gonna be able to drive in as many runs. 22 steals, so a 2020 season in there. A slash line of 297, 377, and 546. I feel like the runs, the homers, the RBI, the steals all looks good. I can see the batting average being over a little bit. I can see that happening for sure. Yeah, I mean, Aaron, it does kind of look like a typical Betts season, but, it all looks good. I can see the batting average being a little bit higher. I can see his average getting up to, 315. I can see the on base creeping up closer to 400. So we'll see. 1 on RBI, but 3 the rest of the way. Okay. I mean, probably a typical Betts season here, but certainly looking good for Mookie Betts. Looking good for Mookie Betts. Looking good for the Dodgers. Again, that one's for the Dodgers fans that are out there. Padres fans, I know we've picked up a lot of Padres fans with this Blake Snell deal and the Darvish deal and the Kim signing. So I know we have a lot of Padres fans in here. As we're picking up an abundance of fans for certain teams, these projections will you will see your team in there. I will be mindful of that because if I know that we have an abundance of fans from certain teams, we'll make sure we get we get a taste in with the projections. So that is our lineup, everybody. It took us an hour and 37 minutes. We talked Padres, we talked Nats, we talked Blue Jays, Trade-A-Palooza. We went through, we sent everybody that's out there to a new home. Arenado's on the move, Lindor's on the move, the Reds duo there is on the move, Bryant's on the move, Castillo's on the move, Gallo and Voit get swapped, Hader's finally heading to the Yankees. We did a lot of that, and appreciate everybody that commented on that. That was a fun exercise to do. I shouldn't call it exercise. That was just fun. That was a fun thing to do. So we have gone through. We've gone through everything. Let's spend a few more minutes in here and let's turn it over to you guys. I'm gonna comment on the chat here. We're about 93 going right now, which is a good number. One thing I've enjoyed. This is the third BALLCAP Nightcap that we've done. This is only the third. I think we peaked a little over 100 tonight. We're sitting at 94 right now. I appreciate everybody that is in here. This has been a lot of fun. To just be here. There is no big news that's broken. You guys are just here hanging out, talking baseball. So I like it. Elliot, I did see the Bauer news. We're talking about how much Bauer wants. Yeah. I mean, that's just not going to happen. Is there new information out there on Bauer? No, it looks like it's still. Yeah, and Trevor Bauer. Look at one day ago, 3 words ago for the Padres fan base. I see y'all. He said that to everybody. He's telling everybody he sees them. Okay. Yeah, Padres, I see you too. Anyway, Trevor Bauer. I like some of the stuff he does. Some of the stuff just, it is what it is. It's all good. But yeah, he wants a ton of money. And I think that's absolutely insane. Wants 5 to 6 for $36 million. Don, I think that is absolutely insane. I don't think it happens. I think this offseason, there's nobody in position to give him that. Maybe last year he could have stolen that from somebody, but it's just not going to happen. No way is it going to happen. I mean, shoot, he's not that good. He's just not that good. Patrick, no one's paying that money. Right on, no one's paying that money. I mean, if you could do a 1-year deal for $30 million, okay. In my mind, we need to see Bauer for 1 more year to see if this is Trevor Bauer. If Trevor Bauer is the 2020 version moving forward, then he'd be worth a lot of money, but I don't think he's worth that much money. No way. There's only a few teams that in a normal year would happen. What do you think about Bauer to the Angels, Nathan? It's, I think it makes all the sense in the world, but not for that money. I think that money is going to scare a lot of teams off. We're looking at $25 million, right? Isn't the deal for DJ LeMahieu? He wants 5 years, $25 million a year. DJ LeMahieu plays every day. DJ LeMahieu's hitting over 300. Trevor Bauer has posted an ERA over 4, 7 out of the 9 seasons he's played. And there's something going on with the rosin and the pine tar and all that. Like there's smoke with the Trevor Bauer situation. So there's a problem there. And the money, 6 years. What does 6 years take Trevor Bauer to? Let me look him up on Baseball Reference. 6 years takes Trevor Bauer. This will be his age 30 season. You will have him until he's 36 years old. No way. I mean, the ERA has been over 4, and it's not like it was high when he came up and he was 19 and 20 and 21. The ERA was 4.26 at the age of 25, 4.19 at the age of 26, 4.48 at the age of 28. It's who he is. That is who he is. He's not going to be able to pitch against Central teams all the time. I think it's absolutely insane that you would have to pay more for Trevor Bauer, somebody who's going to, and listen, I don't want to rip on pitchers. That's the position they play. It's how they play. You're going to see Trevor Bauer 30 times for that much money. I wouldn't do it. No way. Kahlua, players acting like it's 2019. I know. I think that's absolutely insane. No way. Send Bauer and his pine tar to the Jays. It will improve their whole pitching staff. Now, that could be true. Are we getting Trevor Bauer and his pine tar trick? Because maybe that's worth it. Maybe what he's doing with that $35 million is he's guaranteeing that he's going to bring his pine tar trick to the team, and everybody's going to post an ERA under 2. That could be something to think about. Got to think about that. Charlie, Yankees need Springer. It's not going to happen, Charlie. Doesn't the fan base hate George Springer? Yankee fans that are in here, don't you hate George Springer? That's the thing. That's why I think Yankees need DJ LeMahieu in the worst way, because you can't go get the next best guy if you lose on DJ. George Springer's never going to be a Yankee. I can't imagine it. Yankee fans that are in here, let me know that you're a Yankee fan. Alex, there you go. Aaron, there you go. There's no way that's going to happen, and that's why they need to go get DJ. That's why I'm surprised they haven't just done it, because the Yankees' options are limited. They can't go and just get the next best guy. So if they lose out on DJ, let's say the Blue Jays back up the truck. Let's say the Mets get Springer and the Blue Jays back up the truck for DJ. What are the Yankees going to do? They're going to have to go get Trevor Bauer and overpay and hope he brings the pine tar. So the Yankees are just making a big mistake by dragging this out. There's 2 deals that should be done. DJ should be back with the Yankees, and JT Realmuto should be back with the Phillies. Those 2 should be done. The fact that the Yankees and Phillies are dragging their feet on those are disappointing. Festivus Bauer is watching this chat. I don't think so. I am definitely not on Trevor Bauer's radar. Trevor Bauer, come on the channel. I'll talk with you. He's not watching the chat. Let's see. Alex, Yankees want to keep DJ, keep Voit, maybe keep Tanaka, or get a different starter. We're happy. There's a lot of pieces that the Yankees, they've just sort of, jettisoned out right now, right? DJ's out there, Tanaka's out there. They're talking about trading Voit. Only trade Voit if you can get a left-handed version of Voit. Listen, that Yankee team, if things fall their way, if things go a different way, the Yankees are in the World Series last year. Truth be told, it can be such a crapshoot at times. When you're in the playoffs, you got to win as many games as you have to. Look what the Yankees did to the Indians. And all of a sudden, now the Yankees got to fix themselves. They destroyed the Indians pitching. The Indians have great pitching, and the Yankees went in there and just crushed it. I just feel like the Yankees should run it back. Bring everybody back. Bring someone else in. Run it back. Let's see. Bauer signs a 1-year deal in March. Carpe Diem, you bring up a very interesting point. Hugo, what's up, buddy? Welcome in. How many free agents are still going to be out there when we get to spring training? Think about how there's been an abundance of free agents heading up to these last couple of years. There's been a lot of free agents. It's going to be a record number. They were with this whole non-tender situation a few weeks ago. They were expecting a record number of non-tendered players because of the financial situation, and it ended up being on par with recent years. But I think what we will see a lot of is a lot of players still free agents come spring. Aaron Lynn, take a chance on Musgrove. I have never been a Musgrove guy. I think if you bring him in and he's your all you want him for is the number 4 or 5 spot in the rotation, and if you trade for him, you don't have to give up much. I'm cool with that. But don't give up a lot. Don't expect him to be there for you. He is not a stopper. And by stopper, I mean a guy that's, the the team's come under a string of bad luck. We're on a 4-game losing streak. I got you. Musgrove is a guy that keeps that streak going. I've never been a big Musgrove guy. Some of you guys maybe. I'm just not that much. Taillon, I don't know. We haven't. How much have we seen of Taillon and being healthy? I mean, there's a few guys that just feel like they haven't been able to get it going yet. And he's kind of one of them. He's starting to get up there in age now. He's going to be 28. An ERA over 4 last year, 3.2 the year before. Maybe get him out of Pittsburgh and see. If he puts up a 3.2 ERA and he's on a winning team, the K rate, the K rate's a little light for, I feel like, today's ace pitcher. His career K rate, Taillon, is 8.1. I don't know. I kind of feel like, that's 8.1. That K rate for Taillon is Garrett Cole before he went to Houston. So maybe Taillon goes somewhere else and he's not going to turn into Garrett Cole, but he can turn into something else. And he probably needs that. He needs a change of scenery. Let's see here. T-Bear, favorite cereal. This is very important. Thank you for adding in that this is very important at T-Bear. And again, the chat, you guys are very important to this whole piece. So I'm going to give T-Bear the shout out. What's your favorite cereal? Everybody in here, what's your favorite cereal? Mine, man, what do I like? What's legit? What's good? You guys, everybody in here, quick, just real quick, hit it. What's your favorite cereal? I don't eat cereal that much. Cookie Crisp. I like Cookie Crisp. Cookie Crisp is good. I just don't have cereal that much. Classic Cheers. Classic Cheers are good. Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch is legit. Who's down with some Fruity Pebbles? Who's down with the Lucky Charms? What about the Frosted Flakes? What about what do we like? Classic Cheerios. What about Reese's Puffs? Reese's Puffs can be good. Reese's Puffs is good in a pinch. Feel like you're just, housing through some candy if you're eating Reese's Puffs in the morning, though. Cocoa Pebbles, Elliot. All right. Pebbles is good. Yep. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Thank you. Cinnamon. T-Bear, did you see? We're completely off topic now. A couple of years, maybe it was a year ago, they did a frosted Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I bought that. I just ate that out of the box. I didn't need to mess around with milk. I didn't want to try to make it healthy or think I was healthy. I just went crazy, just ate it out of the box. It was just candy. Corn Pops are good. Yeah, I mean, most cereal's pretty good. I don't know why. I've sort of gotten away from cereal lately. I've been skipping out on breakfast a lot lately. I don't know. I've been trying that intermittent fasting thing. I eat like a maniac in the afternoon, and in the evening, I feel like I got to try to fast in the morning. So I've been laying off the breakfast. Reese's Puffs is God mode. Yeah, so good. Shout out to who got that started. T-Bear 2002. Thank you for getting that started. Fun little sidetrack there. Appreciate that. And T-Bear, if you haven't subbed yet, I think it's the first time I've seen you. If you haven't subbed, come back in. We need more sidetracks like that. That's good stuff. Sub and come back. And we want to see you again. Tuesdays at 10. It's the nightcap. Loaded with sugar. I might need some sugar tonight. That's we're approaching midnight in the East. We're going to keep going. I've got some water here. I got some Mountain Dew. Try to stay hydrated and get a little caffeine. We are at 80 likes. So yes, if we get to 100, I will take a shot of soda. That is correct. It will be soda. So we are creeping up to 100. If we keep crawling, we might not make it during the live stream. 100 may come after the fact. And if it comes after the fact, it's all good. I will still do a shot of soda next time if we get to 100 after the fact. I do find that there is a good amount of traffic that stays with these videos for about 24 hours, and we get some more likes. So we'll probably get to 100 likes. If we don't get it while we're live, we'll get it after the fact, and we'll do a shot of soda next time we're on here for the BALLCAP Nightcap. Let's keep talking. You guys, we are in overtime at this point. We are talking about cereal. We are talking about Trevor Bauer. I wonder what Trevor Bauer's favorite cereal. Trevor Bauer, if you are hiding in the chat, you don't want to say anything. If you are there, Trevor Bauer, let your voice be heard. What's your favorite cereal? He's not there. Let's see. Raider Hank, that's not good. That's not good. That's going to be smelly for a while. Maybe dump some cereal on it. Dump some cereal and grind it in. Maybe that'll help out. Let's see here. 15 to go. We have Kahlua keeping the count. Everybody that's in there, everybody that's here watching now, if you haven't liked, go hit the like. Try to get us to 100 before we sign off. I'm debating if we sign off at midnight and I go watch something for an hour, or if we just keep on rolling. We'll probably just keep on rolling. Pancakes or French toast? All right. In the chat, pancakes or French toast? Which way are you going? I tend to go pancakes. Pancakes are just easier. Pancakes are easier. Waffles. Waffles, sure. Pancakes. We got some love for pancakes. Are you putting chocolate in the pancakes? I tell you what, I make a badass pancake. If somebody were to ask me, what's your specialty? A pancake is probably my specialty. We go milk instead of water, and I put vanilla chocolate chips in there. So you put the vanilla chocolate chips in, you go with the milk over the water, and you got a nice situation happening with with some pancakes. And we are putting Michael in timeout. Sorry, Michael, I don't want to do that, but you're going into timeout for a little bit. All right. So let's see here. We got some French toast. We got the chocolate chip pancakes. We got apple cinnamon pancakes. I haven't done that before, but that sounds pretty good. We are talking breakfast foods here. It is almost morning time in the East, so it makes sense to start thinking about breakfast. Why not? Like I said, we are in overtime now. Anybody that's just hopping in and is new, if you want me to hop back and talk about anything that's in the lineup, we've gone through it all. We are in overtime right now, but I'm happy to go back to anybody that is new and may want me to do a quick recap of the Trade-A-Palooza, the pitchers, the projections, the Bell signing, the Padres. Let me know. Daniel, do you like Australian rules football? I can't say I've watched it. I don't have a ton of time. I'd like to have more time. I mean, I have a good amount of time. I can't say that. I probably have more time than others, but I don't have a ton of time to get into too much than, the baseball, because I'm trying to, I'd love to do baseball. I'd love to get into other sports, but for the channel, I want to stay up on baseball as much as I can. Let's see. Australian rules football is nice because they wear no gear. Okay. I mean, that could go wrong quickly. So I mean, that's the one where they're running around with nothing, right? They just have exposed heads, and I'm just surprised that there hasn't been more incidents. Maybe there have been. Again, I don't pay attention to it that much. Do you think teams fold if the Dodgers were to get Trout? That's you pick up Mike Trout on MLB The Show when you're building your team, and you can do whatever you want, right? That would be a really rough situation. I think the teams in the National League would just kind of give in. Nathan, we got Chris Bryant to the Dodgers. That was one of our trade scenarios in Trade-A-Palooza. I think it would make a ton of sense for certain. Festivus Bauer to the Dodgers. I don't think so for what Bauer wants these days. I think that asking price is just going to be too much for most teams at this point, and the Dodgers just don't need it. That's amazing. John Heyman, I'm just reading the tweet again. Interested teams suggest Bauer seeks 5 to 6 for 36 to 40. That's just That's just insane. It's just not going to happen. How do you think Dustin May is going to do in his future? I like Dustin May. He's got the pedigree. He throws it hard. I'm all in on Dustin May. I think he's got a very bright future for sure. Like it. Rod, I'm hoping the Jays land DJ, Springer, Lindor, or Bryant. They've got the money to get two of them. Not too many teams do, but they have the money to land two. Will they? We'll see. Because, there's also next year's free agent class. They all of a sudden, do they think that they can win the World Series in 2021 if they go and get, DJ and Springer? And then trade for somebody else or add to the pitching. They got to get the pitching. That's the thing. They need the pitching. I'd love for them to call the Reds and make a trade. Let's see. We are at 90. 90 likes. Everybody that is in here, MLB and baseball cards, welcome back. Yeah, I mean, we do this thing for long enough. You guys, if you need to go out and grab a snack and come back, we hang on for a while. Let's see here. Let's see. Lindor to the Jays. I mean, I'd like it. I would like Lindor over Springer, and I would like Lindor over DJ, just because of I like Lindor's age. You could sign him for 10 years. You have 10 years of Lindor. You will get 5 years of the other two. You get 10 years of Lindor. I like Lindor. I like Lindor more. DJ stays with the Yankees. The Yankees sure hope so. That's for sure. Kiermaier to the Astros. It's going to be interesting to see what the Astros can get and who leaves the Astros with that whole situation going on. How does that impact their ability to sign free agents? How does that, impact their ability to trade? What's going to happen? Springer is just gone, right? Like that was just, he wanted to leave. They talk about trading Correa. Do they need to just completely blow that whole thing up? Nathan, are you an Astros fan? What do you think? The team was under 500 this year. I know they were fighting and they made it to the ALCS. But what's the situation there? Do they have to blow it up to try to be appealing? You got Dusty in there now. The Astro situation is sort of fascinating to mull over. Patrick, Castillo, Winker to Jays for Biggio, Grichuk, and a prospect would be a good deal. I'm not a big Winker guy. I am very high on Biggio. Grichuk could go. Maybe I would tweak that a little bit. Because I like Biggio. I want Biggio to stay, and I want the Blue Jays to keep Biggio, Vladdy, Biggio, and Bichette together. I think that would be important for just the mood in the clubhouse, the team camaraderie. I think that's important that they keep those three together. Gurriel, because he was a couple years ahead of him, I don't think they all played at the same, came up together at the same stops at the same time through the minors. So that's that's Gurriel. You could, if you had to do a deal and maybe you didn't feel good about keeping Gurriel long-term because you wanted to keep the other three, who knows? We'll see. Nathan, I still think the Astros are a good team, but only maybe for 2 years and then blow it up. I mean, sure. It's going to be interesting to see what they're able to do over this period. It was a really disappointing year. The only thing that saved the year for the Astros was that they made that run in the postseason. I mean, anybody that was here when I was doing my playoff previews back in October, I every single time I was bailing on the Astros. I did not think that a team below 500 would get through it, but they did. They certainly did. So we'll see. I just think that it's going to be interesting. They're really going to be leaning on the farm system for sure. Jays have a nice core with those four. Yeah. And that they need to keep them together. And, and Pearson is almost forgotten, Nate Pearson's almost forgotten because he's the pitcher. Right. But, Pearson was tracking along too. I mean, it's all they got to keep those guys together. What would be the Yankees Lindor home run call, Francis? Hated to say. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, some of those home run calls are just ridiculous. Bounce back for Pearson. Yeah, I mean, Pearson looked good when he came back later in the year. It looked like he was just struggling. It was wild. He couldn't hit the high velocity. And then he came back and, we threw the fastest pitch a Blue Jay pitcher's ever thrown. And it looked easier. I feel like he worked something out, and I'm looking forward to seeing that version of Nate Pearson in 2021. Hendricks signs 2 years with Padres. Could happen. They do need to get a closer. Hendricks is probably the more premium piece. Going to have to spend a lot of money on him. How much more do they want to spend? That's the question. Hendricks, the Astros have quarterly enforced with the farm. Right, your farm system. Yeah, and it's just they're definitely gonna have to lean on that. And you'll get Alvarez back in 2021. Tucker really showed something nice for you this past year. So I mean, there's certainly some reason to be optimistic in 2021. I think so, Nathan, for sure. I think it's going to be tough to bring. I mean, they could use a pitcher, right? You guys could use a pitcher, and I don't know. I just don't see them in on the big names right now. But that's right now. Here's some good things on Merriweather. Like Merriweather, if the Blue Jays, that's why I want Toronto to just try to get one starter, or if you get two, it's a guy that if he fails, it's not the end of the world. They're stuck paying $12 million to Tanner Roark. I'd rather have Merriweather in there over Roark. Merriweather throws heat and just has some great tools. I would love to see Merriweather. Rigel, yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Bauer is asking for 6 years, $200 million. It's insane. It's too much money. Shouldn't do it. Maybe Jameson Tyne. Yeah, I mean, you'd hope that lightning could strike twice with like what happened with Cole, for sure. Share the link and hit the like 9 more times. Yes, hit the like. Share. Anybody that's new in here, subscribe. It has been great. These first few BALLCAP Nightcaps. It is a Tuesday thing. So mark your calendars. Tuesday night, we'll be back next Tuesday night, and the Tuesday after that, we'll keep doing that. And it's as needed as well. This is actually the third straight night that we have been streaming live. We did Blake Snell 2 nights ago. We did Darvish last night, and we're doing our nightcap tonight. There will be certainly anything else happens, we go live. We're at a situation right now where, if a Springer deal goes down, we'll have to regroup, but we'll fire it up for as long as we need to talk about. If there's another deal, I'm waiting for that to happen, by the way, where we're doing this and then something big happens. I got to go and change the thumbnail. I might have to actually even hop off and come back on if we have a big deal like that. Charlie, better that Bozo Fuzzy. Are you trying to call Fuzzy out? Is he lurking in the chat? We had Fuzzy pop in last night. It was, he took over the chat for a minute. We had Fuzzy pop in and comment. I don't know how long he was hanging out, but I did on Twitter invite him into the stream tonight. Haven't seen him yet. Don't really expect him to change his schedule and hop into this, but I did. If Fuzzy was here, I did have a couple of Cleveland questions I wanted to ask him. So we'll see. There's still some more time. We're hanging out on here, but yeah, we did see Fuzzy pop in last night, and in the chat really seemed to enjoy seeing him. It's past bedtime. It is getting late, man. It is 12:06 on these. We've been going for 2 hours. I'm hanging out though. I've got my Mountain Dew, keeping the caffeine going. I got my water. Green screen is running havoc on that glass. We got 6 more likes, and we are celebrating 100 likes. So if you are in here and you haven't hit the like yet, please do so. If you're in here and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. This is a regular thing. This has been great. If you are creating content and you are in here, let me know. I will give you a shout out. Daniel, 3:36 Wednesday here. So you are where are you? Are you in Russia right now? Are you in Germany? Where are you? Daniel, let everybody know, where are you right now that it's 3:36? I'm trying to do the math. John Boy does some good stuff. There's a lot of great content creators out there. We're all pushing South Australia. I have a friend, a good friend that lives in Australia. You guys are at summertime right now. Congratulations. You are in summertime. I wish that we could be summertime because I could actually get the kids out of the house more often. Right now it's cold here. We are at 100 likes. Thank you everybody for getting this to 100 likes. Soda time. Yes, it is soda time, or maybe some apple juice. Maybe we could do some apple juice or some soda. I'm not really sure what we're going to do. We'll have to see. I'll make sure that we do something. Hold on a second here. So I'm going to have to go and get it. Don't anybody go anywhere. I do have some video that I can put up for you to watch while I go and get it. And here's the deal. Okay, here's where we're going to combine platforms here. Anybody that doesn't believe me that we're going to go have some soda, you're going to have to find me on Twitter at Jim Riley Live, because I will post a picture of me pouring the soda into the glass, because we're not going to do it here because sometimes YouTube doesn't like people drinking soda. So we're going to post a picture of me with the soda on Twitter. So you want to find me. Nathan, you post a video. Everybody check out Nathan posting videos. Check him out. We're growing. I'm growing. If you guys are doing stuff, I want to help you grow too. So I'm going to go. We're going to put a video up so you guys aren't just staring at a blank background. I'm going to go get my soda. We'll take a picture of it. And but to see the picture, to see the proof that we're having soda, at Jim Riley Live on Twitter. That's where you got to go. All right, let me get a video. What's my I got to get a 30-second video here. Let's do some Padres fans. This one will be for you. We will put up Kim, your new Hi Song Kim. We'll put up a video montage of him hitting some home runs while we go get some soda. Be right back. The video's over. All right, hold on. Let me give you something else to watch. We're almost ready for this. Let's do some more Darvish strikeouts.
Swing and a miss, strike three.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Hira.
The kick and the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. He got him. Swing and a miss. Abreu strikes out.
Taking a picture here. Anyway, okay. So we're good to go. Let me put that up on Twitter again. Anybody that wants to see what the heck is going on off camera, we are posting our 100 likes. I need to add another picture on here. 2 pictures, please. Okay. Pouring my soda into the cup. It is Mountain Dew and the other soda. This is going to be gross, but because we still had Mountain Dew hanging out in there. Let's see, 100 like celebration. You will have to find me on Twitter at Jim Riley Live. Let me type that out. This is riveting stuff, guys, right? Like, this is what you're here for, is to watch me post something on Twitter. All right. Okay. So we are there. It's up there. It's proof. It's in here. This is going to be this is going to be a great. And I'm a Bills fan, by the way. Go Bills. Won the East, swept the Patriots. I'm sorry for any Patriots fans. Here we go. It's good stuff. Let's keep it going here. Ryan, you're new to the chat. Sorry, buddy. We've had a little lull here. Let's see here. What do we got, Ryan? Do you think San Diego will beat LA in the West? So it's going to be tough. I still think the Dodgers are the toast of the West. That's for sure. Go Pack Go. Daniel Price. Kahlua, you're hopping off. Take care. Have a good one. We'll see you next time. Rod, take care. Have a good one if you're still here. So we are celebrating, side note, Bills fans, if we got any Bills fans in here, let me know. Stand up, make some noise, because finally, if you're a Bills fan, quick side note, swept the Patriots. Patriots fans, I'm sorry if you have any Patriots fans in here. Unbelievable. Finally, of course it would be 2020. The Bills are doing something. All right, so we've got, what do you think the Rangers will do? Rangers are all about that rebuild. I think they're going to try to trade away the talent that they've got that can get something back, and they're going to try to rebuild. That's for sure. It's going to be all about the rebuild now. I think the Padres could knock up the Dodgers. I mean, they could. They were not going to before. Now you can make an argument. You can make the case that they could. You're right, Nathan. They definitely could. That's for sure. Let's see here. We are at 12:15 in the morning on the East. Could the Padres trade for Hader? I don't know if they want to give up any more. They've been very conscious about keeping the prospects that they have. I don't know if they want to give up a whole lot more now, but we'll see. Totally. The Padres are in the playoffs. Padres and Dodgers, they're gonna battle. They're gonna battle for sure. Thanks. I put that in the next video. What do you the tweet? What are you talking about? What do you want to put in the next video? Let me know. Let me know. MLB and baseball cards. Let me know what you're thinking. Elliot, you are hopping out. We are going to wrap this up too. MLB and baseball cards. Send me a note on Twitter, because I'm hopping out. I am going to wind it down to, I think I'm going to watch something for about a half hour and then hit the hay. This has been a great stream. Good night, Elliot. Good night to everybody. Thank you for coming in. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't. Ryan, do you think Nolan Arenado and Story will stay with the Rockies long term? I do not. I think the Rockies will be bailing and moving on. We will be back next Tuesday for sure. If anything big happens, I will be back to talk about it. Come back for that. We will break down any big moves, trades, signings, anything. We will leave tonight with let's see, we have a ton of videos. Let's leave tonight off with a Fernando Tatis Jr. bomb. And that will do it for the night. Thank you guys for hopping in. It's been a fun 2 hours and 15 minutes. We got 100 likes. This is the third one we've done. The viewers have gone up. It's been great each time. I've seen an increase in the viewers. So thank you guys that are here and coming back. I think we were kind of steady at 40 for the first one and then 60 for the last one. And this one, we kind of stayed 70 at 70. We stayed steady at 70 and 80 and got to 100. So I like where this is going. And again, nothing big's happening. You guys are just here to hang out. And I appreciate that, because you could be anywhere else. So thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be back next week for more. We'll be back before that if anything happens. Enjoy the Fernando Tatis Jr. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Have a happy New Year if I don't talk to you between now and in just a couple days. So everybody take care. Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to send us off.
He is not, and Tatis drives one to deep left field. He drives one to the moon. High, deep, and very gone. Fernando Tatis Jr. with a 2-run shot.